Hey, IDS 302, take two. You don't even want to know what happened in the first take. Um, I this is it, Module 5, Video 2. It's Tuesday, October 6th, about 12:20, and let's get her done. Get to the right page here. That's 301. Okay. By the way, this was the first session that I ever had to teach both classes at the same time, and I was spoiled only having one. Thankfully, I only have 302 and B, but so I apologize for the technical difficulties and the problems I had with that. But hey, one thing I want to talk about as I do show you guys a little bit in an effort to make you better consumers of knowledge. Um, this is just a random kind of article I saw. I'll read it to you, but I'm not reading the article, but I'm going to link it to this video email and announcement. But it says the first photo of a black hole supports Einstein's theory of relativity, and it goes. It's a great article about that kind of thing if you dig it. But one thing I caught towards the end here was while the theory of relativity, which is a pretty big theory, right? While the theory of relativity has passed all of the tests thrown at it so far, further study is needed to confirm whether it continues to match up with astrophysical objects. Wow, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? That's what I'm talking about. That's all typically a wrap, how you wrap up a research paper. Hint, hint, tip, tip. While the theory of relativity has passed all the tests run at it so far, here it is. Further study is needed to confirm whether it continues to match up with astrophysical objects. Okay, so see how they do that? They kind of tag off. And then there's a quote here, for the first time, we have a different gauge by which we can do a test that's 500 times better. That gauge is the shadow size of a black hole. When we obtain an image of the black hole at the center of our own galaxy, then we can constrain deviations from general relativity even further. That shouldn't have been the end, but it says now that researchers know they can use images of black holes to test the theory of gravity, it opens up more possibilities in the future. The more you test, the more you can gather data. The more data you have, the more you confirm theories and things like that, tendencies. So um, it's a part of what we do, right? As we're going through this research, to be better consumers of research. All right, another one I have is um, this one here. That's Andy Hess. I don't know if any of you ever had her for anything. She teaches at ASU. Both her and I have the distinction of being the only two undergrad BIS students when it was the BIS, and we've gone through this. Now I went through the masters as well on the West Campus, but Andy and I have done that. The only two to my knowledge, that's for sure. I think I'd have heard about it. So she talks about two types of interdisciplinary scholarship here, and we've touched on these, and I'm sure you recognize these from 301, 302, but there's individual interdisciplinarity. That's what we're doing, right? I mean, for the most part, we're just individual interdisciplinarians, okay? But she also talks about interdisciplinary dialogue and team science. Why dialogue? Because if you're doing it with more than one person, you're going to dialogue. You've got to be able to. And team science gets into these interdisciplinary committees and projects and task forces, and so it's a very distinct difference. And it's not a long article at all. It talks about making the distinction explicit. Very interesting with some sources. I found the comments to be great food for thought in what we're dealing with here. And I'm going to share this with you in the announcement. You might want to save it in your tool chest for skill later. Then there's a different degree. They sent an email out for us. This one here, it's the classical liberal education and leadership masters. Some of you could be like me. Well, hopefully not too much. I've had 37 different jobs in my life. I have a list, so that's not an exaggeration. It's on my phone with a lot of other lists that I'm obsessive compulsive about. But so I've done a lot of different things, and I've never know how to kind of put things together. And then I found IDS, BIS, and took it, stepped up my game a little bit, drew on a lot of my skill sets, and learned a lot. And some of you are feeling the same way, or you might be young enough to have the vision of that, anyways, which I admire you for, to be able to spot the advantages to that. Okay. Uh, but here's just a different degree. And as you go on, if you go to grad school and that, You know, if you did really well in this class, which almost all of you are, and you want a letter or anything, just let me know. Okay, I'd be more than happy to do that for you guys. I cannot do the 401s really because you should go out and find someone in your field. My fields, if any, are African American Studies and Human Rights from my undergrad, which was not that long ago, 8 years ago, and then before I was even at grad school, we had Ferguson and things like that going on. And my grad school IDS was more about ideology and things and video production and stuff like that. So, but I'm always willing to have a dialogue. Okay, I'll include these three links in the email, right? So let's get like an affirmation Easter egg to get it rolling. Number one is I'm a better consumer of knowledge. Say it with me. Can I get an amen? I'm a better consumer of knowledge. That's what I want you to get to at this point, you know, to think about where your knowledge is coming from. You know, I mean, if you have like a giant, oh, those are our record albums, by the way. My record player's coming later. You know, all the books and the things, and I got them all over the place, and I'm sure you do too. And yeah, I'm excited about the record player. Okay, I'm a child of the '70s, and I've got like 98 albums that I really miss hearing, so I decided to do that. Okay, so anyways, all right. So there is a discussion board like on the impact of this class that most of you have done it already, but I just felt that it was kind of interesting because so many people use the word eye-opening. It was like, wow, that was pretty impressive, you know. This course was eye-opening, you know, because I don't know why the heck I ever took it. No, I'm glad you took this course, and I'm glad it was eye-opening in a positive way, that you got to see some things in a different way, in a better way, in a more comprehensive way. I think that helps. Okay. Now, I want you to check your scores going through to make sure that you got credit for everything you did and that I didn't mess anything up. All right. Please do that. That's on you. It's not on me. I'm not in the habit of changing grades when I post them, and they will be posted over the weekend. All right. So take a look and make sure I got your video, Easter egg scores, things like that. And remember, 700, I have a bloody knee. 700 is a C, 800 is a B, 900 is an A. Okay? So you got this. The grade sheet is set up to show you points now, and that should work out good. Let's see. So I guess I will talk about the final paper, huh? All right. Of course, that sample is going to help you a lot. All right. I was if you notice the table of contents on the final paper, yeah, the cover page, things like that, running head, page numbers, all that stuff. Table of contents, it is done a little bit, not odd, but it's not marginalized on the end. It's got indented. You'll see it. It's okay. Table of contents are difficult to manage in Word. If you know how to do it, great, do it. I think if you want to copy and paste that and change it to yours, that's fine. Okay. I don't like when they're kind of hot linked, but you know, it's going to be important for you to really align it. You know how me, I'm stick because you're going to be proud of this paper. It's going to look so good. It's going to have a drive-by value, pull up curbside. Look at that paper. Okay. I mean, it's just table of contents, cover page, no fancy cover pages. Okay. This is not the time to do album art. Okay. Just give me the cover page like it's done, table of contents. Then you're into your steps. Your step one, your step two, your step three, your step four, step five. Okay. Take a look at how that's done. You're gonna be pie charts and bar graphs is always a great thing. That's where you can use your color. I like that. Um, and of course, the content, the actual writing, I like that. Make sure your paragraphs are consistently indented consistently. Just tab in once. All right. Make sure you don't have any big gaps anywhere. Okay. Make sure your font is Times New Roman 12-point font all the way through, unless you've got some reason to make something bigger. Minimal use of italics, please. Watch out for long quotes. That's anything over 29 words. Not a fan of them, and they have to be formatted differently. Remember to put the citation in text before, I can't tell them if it looks right, before the punctuation, okay? Citations do not start sentences, they end them, period, after the close quote. Make sure you know how to do that. Again, I provided you with a link to Purdue OWL, but you can Google it, Purdue OWL, APA format. Just look at the style guide. It says how you do author and authors, how you do one author, how you do two authors, how you do three authors, how you do more than three authors. So simple. It's like an instruction manual. Okay. I just learned how to do it when I was 53. You can do that. Okay. You're much younger and you can learn how to do it if you haven't done it so far. Right. Okay. You don't need an abstract. All right. Now, as you go through this, unless there's specific questions, let me know. Make your corrections from step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I kind of indicated to you if you have any. I will be going through it, and looking to see, and you'll get dinged here and there. It's a 150-point paper. I probably ding you, like 1.5 to 2 points per grammatical error, formatting error. I think you can handle that. You'll do just fine. At the end of the page, works cited. Start at the top of the first blank page after the body of material. Make sure your authors are listed alphabetically by last name and that those authors match the citations on top in text. Upstairs, by the way, in the text, you do not use initials, just the last names. You do not use the word and. You use ampersand in between two authors' names, right? Okay, so technically little things. If you have a question, let me know, but the answers are there to be found. Now, the works cited then is all double line spaced, no line gaps between entries, because why? Because you're doing hanging paragraphs, right? You know how that is by now. Okay, then after your works cited, you can go to the top of the next blank page. You can do an appendix. Okay, you just take that baby out and slam it on the paper. You do an appendix where you can type out your questions. Now, if you copy and paste them on there, it's going to look like crap, I guarantee you. So if you're not willing to do the little bit of typing work, then don't even bother, because you'll get dinged. I'm just going to throw something on there, let him figure it out. Okay. Now notice how the sample's typed out. She doesn't have the answer choices in there. I would suggest putting the answer choices in there. I think that's a good idea. Okay. So this is how this monster gets to be 20 plus pages, right? And you did it. Okay. You rock. What I would recommend then is, let me score it. Let me get it back to you. Maybe you want to tweak it a little bit. If you see then you want to save it, and you want to save it as a PDF also. Okay. Because it's going to look real pretty like that. And then you've got that thing to use as one of your academic writing experiences for grad school, for promotions, for many different reasons, right? And I hope it helps you to add to your academic journey. All right. I'm at 13 minutes. Let's see. I think that's it. I don't want to gum it up too much. You know what you're doing, you guys. You guys have been great. This is one of the smallest 302s I had. Usually I have a multitude of sections put together to make it 30, 40 students. But here it was a low 20, 21. And you did just a heck of a job. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot from what you guys turned in. You did a great job. You took on some tough topics. Okay, Black Lives Matters, cannabis, marijuana legality, which is on the ballot here in Arizona this fall, as well as many other things, pollution, artificial intelligence. Okay, I know I'm missing a few and I apologize, but they were all good topics. Who thought of those? Oh, just kidding, it was me. Okay, so you guys did great. You helped me to make this course better every time I teach it. Okay. Now to do that, I need to do the course evaluation. I really do. Okay. Tell me, I know you've been waiting to rip me a new one. Here it is. You can do it anonymously. Goes to my bosses. Man, you can't even ask for a better, sweeter deal than that, right? So be honest. I appreciate constructive criticism. Don't try to reach for something. I got to find something wrong with this guy when there isn't anything, right? I'm just kidding. I really kept my act down this semester. I hope that was appreciated. But yeah, it's anonymous. Fill out the survey, please. Okay, it's really been a great session with you guys. Very proud to have you in my class. You did a great job, and I still looking forward to Friday when I see those papers come flying in at 11:50 at night, and you're all crazy for doing that. Um, I'll score them on Saturday and Sunday. Get your final grades in. Okay. Now, Easter egg number 3 is very important, and it's long. It's important. Okay. Nothing accepted after 11:59 p.m. on 10/9. Right? Nothing accepted after 11:59 p.m. on 10/9, on October 9th, on Friday the 9th, whatever. I want you to know, so I know that you know, because I'm not going to accept anything at 12 o'clock. You want to test me, go ahead. And be sure when you upload your paper that you go back and you see it uploaded in there. And don't just say, I've done it, hit enter, I'm walking away, party time. Don't. Finish up. Be disciplined to make sure it's there. My recommendation, of course, is to make sure you upload it before 7 p.m. even. Give yourself some wiggle room. I'm in bed by 8:30, just so you know, okay? So don't start emailing me after that and expect me to do anything because I can't. I'm sleeping. And my phone is off, my watch is off, okay? It's up to you, okay, to be responsible on this. I really look forward to your final papers, little trophies for you. So you guys take care. Forks up. It's been a pleasure. Namaste. Peace.